gotta be kidding me.
Pot. Levels are good.
Hello.
Levels are straight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 55. Today is Tuesday, October 5th. Today we talk about sports, science, Twitter trends, hot topics, and give our favorites from New Music Friday. Not a lot of good music today, spoiler alert. There was no music that came out.
I would beg to disagree, but you know.
Okay. I don't mean today, I meant Friday.
I know what you mean.
Okay. We'll get to that. But happy fall, y'all.
Happy October. It's officially October. It's fall. It's
the best October.
It's the best time of year, besides Christmas, which is, controversy, but October is a great month.
It is the best time of year. The seasons are changing. The leaves are changing. It's crispy air.
Yes, crispy air is the best
crispy air, no more. Mm-hmm. I mean, it still gets a little hot, but which is odd because it's October. So I don't know why I'm still it's still 70 degrees, but that's fine. I mean, I know for you, I don't know. What's your weather in October? Is it just 70?
Well, it depends on where you are. Like where I live, it's still 80s every day. Sometimes it gets to 90s. I mean, somewhere out here in Ontario, which is closer to the desert, I mean, it really ranges. It gets hot from the end of July to the end of October. It starts to get cool. But if you're in LA, it's already getting kind of cool, but you'll have days where it's hot. So, I mean, it's LA is pretty consistent. But I mean, right now it's 70s, 60s at night and, pretty consistent. But it's cooling down. It's cooling down.
Yeah. Oh, you can feel it here too. Although it was humid yesterday, but that's because it rained. It also rained where you guys are getting rain. I saw so many videos from people that lived in California, they'd never seen rain in their lives.
It's like snow for them. And we got a lot of rain last night. I mean, where I was, it didn't rain too much, but I was driving home from LA and it rained pretty good. I mean, the hardest rain we've had probably all year, and the lighting was really bad, so there was a lot of power outages. But I mean, LA people aren't used to that, so people driving on the road slam on their brakes. Oh, what's going on?
That's
it was raining really hard. We did have to slow down because you could barely see it, but I mean, it didn't last very long.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm back. Last week I was gone, had a wedding.
Yes.
Was gone all week. So Dougie talked to you guys about your feels.
No, it wasn't that serious. I just talked about consumption and then being a fan and let down and why it sucks, and it wasn't that serious.
Yeah. And I'll be reunited with Dougie in a couple days. We should have done the podcast on Friday.
Well, we can do the podcast. Maybe it's gonna be tough. Yeah,
it's probably not gonna work out, but
we'll try.
The timing doesn't work. But
because you're leaving Monday, and then it's just tough.
Yeah. But I will be in the Cali area. Dougie's birthday.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. Busy.
I feel like October and the end of September to October, it starts getting really busy, and then you have the holidays, which are extremely busy, and then after that you have a slow period, and it's
No, from now until New Year's, it's just insane with plans and family and friends and holidays, and it's also the schools. Our lives, we've talked about this before, our lives revolve around the school season, even though we're not students anymore. Everyone's lives, as you grow older, still kind of revolves around that similar season.
When you have kids, you're back into that same cycle because they go to school all summer, so. Yeah.
And I still work in academia, so it's the same type of feel for me, even though I'm still working all summer. But anyway, I'm back. Let's get right into science. It is also my other favorite time of year, which is Nobel Prize season. So the Nobel Prizes are given out this time every year. Yesterday, the physics one was awarded today. I didn't have time to write that down. But the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine was awarded yesterday. So if I were to ever win a Nobel Prize, I would be in this category, which is Physiology and Medicine.
How many categories are there?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But this one was awarded this year to David Julius and Artem oh god, I don't know how to say his last name. Pataputian.
That sounds pretty good.
I might be butchering that, but yeah. So they discovered receptors for temperature and touch.
Okay.
So we now know more about the body and these receptors and how they work and how we can target them from these two guys. And that's, I mean, a pretty big deal to be able to discover the receptors that are responsible for temperature and touch. It's like people that discovered receptors for pain and things like that. So it's in that same like category.
So
that's what you need to do in order to get a Nobel Prize.
So this just happened, or have they done it in the past and then they just got awarded?
No, it's not. Yeah, so it's for research that's in the past. It doesn't have to be that long ago, and I actually don't know when this came out, but it can be like CRISPR, the people that discovered CRISPR, and that's really new tech. They got the Nobel Prize for that and everything a couple years ago. So it doesn't have to be old, it doesn't have to be new.
It's necessarily. Almost like, to put it in a sports term, it's almost like the Hall of Fame, where your career was whatever many years ago, and then you eventually get inducted in the Hall of Fame. Kind of, right? Or no?
Kind of. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. You don't have to, like, if I discovered the cure for Alzheimer's, I feel like I probably win a Nobel Prize the next year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that would change the field so much. If it has to change the field like nothing anyone's ever seen before, which, discovering receptors for how our bodies regulate temperature and how we feel touch is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's massive.
And that helps with diseases, too, that aren't able to regulate those types of things. So, or people who are, like, really sensitive to touch or pain or something like that. So, I didn't want to go too much into it about, like, the science of all that, but just want to let you guys know that that's out there. They're going to be releasing, I think they do it every day, every other day. So be on the lookout for that. And it's not just science, the Nobel Peace Prize and everything. It goes for literature, medicine, and peace, obviously. I should look that up to see how many there are. But I'll look that up and I'll kind of move on.
Okay.
And then I know that people have always asked, like, oh, how much money do they have? Because they award this every year. Like, how do they keep having money? But I guess, Nobel left, like, tons of money that would never run out.
So...
and they also get, and they've invested this, so it keeps growing. And they also get donations. So this money will never run out, and it should go on, hopefully, till the end of time, unless something crazy happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like... They've got chemistry, physics, medicine, And
how much do you get for winning a Nobel Prize?
I think it's $1 million.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so like they have the countdown for the Nobel Prize in chemistry is happening in 13 hours.
Nice.
And it's really cool to see. They usually post videos of the scientists don't know. They have no clue until they get the phone call, like the day of when it's released. Like it's under like lock and key, this thing.
Do they know they're or I don't know if that's the thing. Do they know they have a chance? Oh, so they don't know they have a chance, really.
I mean, I would think like if I discovered something like this, or I don't, you kind of know maybe you're like in the running for something this big, but they keep it really, really no leaks. I've never seen a leak. No one's ever known. I don't know who's in charge of this, but the people who are in charge of this need to be in charge of like social media and like government stuff. Like, I don't know. They're very prideful about that too. And you're like, they call these people at like 4 a.m. and they're like, what? And then it's like this cool video. Like, oh shit!
It's like you couldn't have waited like 8 a.m. once I'm awake. And
yeah. They like call it like ungodly hours. But yeah, so that's we got award season for scientists is happening. The next story is a mega comet is heading our way. It's the largest comet we've ever seen, and it's called the Bernardinelli.
Yeah. Something like that.
I'm really struggling with names today. Why did I write these?
BB.
It's the BB. But we are not in trouble because the closest it will get is in 2031, and it will be more distant than Saturn is to us right now.
Okay.
So we can see it, and it's the largest, but it's not going to really come close to us. And actually, scientists are kind of sad that they won't get a closer look because it's apparently something they've never seen before. They thought it was another planet.
Really?
Yeah. But they've determined it a comet, and so that is still far away, and it won't reach us. Don't worry, it's not going to hit us. It's not going to hit us for the. I feel like the dinosaurs.
It's crazy though. I feel like we hear a lot about that, and I don't know. Sometimes it's like, oh, we should be worried, and nothing ever happens. So I mean, it's good that we don't have to worry about it this time.
Yeah, it's super far away.
Yeah.
It just like course correct. It's like comes to us. I'm like, fuck, we're all dead. This is kind of a funny story. So researchers recorded a wild chimp using a plastic bottle as a sex toy for the first time.
Really?
Yeah. The chimp figured out how to use the plastic bottle, as you can picture for yourselves. I'm not going to go into detail on how that works.
Well, that's kind of crazy, actually, to be honest with you.
Right?
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, they feel pleasure that similar, like, this chimp figured out, like, oh, that feels good.
But I thought humans and dolphins were the only two animals or two species or whatever to have sex for pleasure.
But I think that's kind of a myth, because I think that monkeys do that too.
That would make sense.
I think monkeys do that too. I think that's slightly a myth, because I've heard that too, but...
I could be wrong. Yeah, that could be wrong.
Yeah, I think that might be a myth now, because monkeys for sure have sex for pleasure.
Yeah, we need to get Mythbusters on the phone.
Yeah, so like this wild chimp just finds like a plastic bottle. Like the fact that he thought to do that with the bottle is great. Maybe he saw someone
he might have
else.
saw something. Yeah, he might have saw something.
Well, he might have seen a human doing it, because animals can, like, especially monkeys like that, can copy behaviors.
Maybe.
So that's concerning as well. But yeah, so that's recorded. The monkeys are slowly taking over. This is cool. And we talked a little bit about this before, but this is a new story. So cells from a 125 million year old dinosaur have been preserved so well that organic molecules survived in the nucleus of at least one. And this is the second time that this has been observed in a fossil, and it's definitely the oldest.
I think it's funny how you didn't try to say that word.
I know how to say that word. It's Cretaceous.
Okay.
But people don't.
Yeah, I didn't know what that word even means.
Oh no, I knew it, but I was like, it's not something. It doesn't add to the story. No one's gonna be like, indeed, Cretaceous. I mean, maybe some people. It just means that it's really old.
Yeah.
And so the finders. Well, I've also not been having luck with words today, so also my brain was probably like, you don't want to go there.
Don't attempt this one.
The researchers have yet to extract the DNA from these cells. They haven't extracted the DNA. They haven't tried to sequence it. They're not claiming that it's possible, but they don't think that it can be ruled out. And if achieved, it would represent an opportunity to learn about dinosaur genetics to an extent that we've never seen before. And also create Jurassic Park, which is what I'm here for.
Well, no, I don't want to see that. That sounds terrifying. I mean,
as long as it's on an island, I don't care. Somewhere.
Yeah, but that happened before. Look in the movie, look what happened. Shit got fucked up, man.
Yeah, but they stayed on that island, didn't touch me.
That's true.
But there's also the ethics of like bringing back dinosaurs in a climate like this, probably.
Yeah, it would never happen like that, I don't think.
But yeah, so there's probably some DNA in there. It would be really cool if they could like sequence the DNA.
Yeah.
It would be really, really cool to see those data. All right. I don't have a fun fact today. I keep forgetting fun facts.
Well, we kind of have, yeah. I mean, we kind of have the food for thought now, but it, it kind of took its place. But I mean, the fun fact only takes a second, so.
I know. I just forgot to. I forgot. So let's move on. That's all the science I have. Food for thought. Success. How do we define success?
I don't know. How do you define success?
I mean, that's different for everyone.
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's different for everyone. And I think that's what some people don't understand. Like, oh, that person's so successful. Oh, that person's so successful. I wish I was successful like them. But I think you have to first define what you mean, what success is for you. So is success for you fame and money and fancy things, which is fine? Is success for you good friends, good family, happiness? Is success based on your work mainly, or is success based on your life goals?
Yeah.
So I think that's really what people have to define for themselves to help them better understand if they themselves are successful. Because for me, my job is a big part of my life.
Yeah.
So I want to be a leader in my field. That's what I would consider successful. And also, I like being happy. So, if I'm not happy and I was a leader in my field, I wouldn't feel super successful.
That makes sense. And the money really wouldn't make you happy.
No.
In the long run, you know what I'm saying? So I think it also depends where you came from, how you were, what environment you grew up in. I think there's different levels of success in those terms. I also think, if money, it's a fine line between you can determine your success with money, but that's also very toxic. It can be toxic because if you think that your only worth and your only value is how much money you make and that makes you successful in life, I mean, that's, now if you use that money to invest it to help the world and that's why you want to get money and that's what makes you successful, that's different. But I think there's not a right answer. I mean, I can't tell you, oh, no, you should think this way or this you should think that way or whatever. But I think really success can be broken down on a small term and large term. You know what I'm saying? Success every day, maybe doing little small things to get where you need to be. And then your long-term success, may be your end goal. But I think you should celebrate the small wins, the small successes, because without that, you're not going to find much joy in life.
Yeah, I agree. I like that. Having short-term success and then the long-term.
Yeah.
It's kind of like goals.
Yeah.
You can relate it to finishing your goals, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because I don't know if other people feel this way, but I just remember being poor in college and grad school, having no money. Mm-hmm. But I was having fun and I was happy. I remember those times were really happy for me.
Yeah.
And then I have a really nice job now. I have money now. I live in New York City. Everything I wanted.
Yeah.
It's like that song, I have everything I want.
Yeah.
And then I'm but I'm kind of stressed out and sad
more
sometimes.
Money, more problems. It's not just a catchphrase. It's the truth. I mean, everybody says it. Everyone says it.
It's crazy. I was no. It's gonna be different for me. I'm gonna get money.
Yeah.
And I'm still gonna be.
Everyone says that.
I'm still happy. I'm not depressed or anything like that. I love my life, but there are just times where I'm man, it was way better when I was just kind of living in a college apartment. I don't know why. I don't know, but I agree. I don't think having more money would make me happier because it's now what I care about is who I'm spending that money with or on or
your time with,
what experiences I'm having. So I like having the money so that I can go do things with people I care about. Mm-hmm. But if I just was around the people I cared about, I don't have to be doing all the things.
Yeah, I think a basic level of success and a good benchmark is if you're able to support your family, you're surrounded by people you love, you're raising your family in the right way, or even if you don't have a family, you're taking care of yourself in the right way. You're doing all those things. That's a good benchmark for success. And if you're trying to get better, because you can find success in anything. Like I said, every day, just waking up, making your bed, going to the gym, doing all the shit you need to do on time, paying your bills on time. That's a success in itself. And, like you said, some people put their success in their job, the amount of money they make, and others with their family, and some people both. So I think if you have a good balance, I think that would be a good thing.
Yeah, that's why I try to keep, I'm a strong proponent of work-life balance.
Yeah.
I need to have that because I don't want to get, so obsessed, and that's just my whole identity, is that I work.
Yeah.
I
mean, if that's your whole identity, and then someone's like, what do you like to do? And you're like, oh, I work and I do this. And they're like, no, what do you like to do other than work? And then you sit there like, oh, I don't really know. I don't really have anything. And that's kind of sad. It's not where you want to be. And it's hard because social media, the standards now of you see everybody with money and the fancy cars and the influencers and the artists, and you want to be like that. But a lot of times they're the most miserable people. They even say it, when I didn't have anything, I was happier. Life was a lot less stressful. More money, more problems. You have to deal with so much more shit when you have more money because you work more when you have more money. You don't work less when you work more. Yeah. People think, oh, I'm going to make money, just kick back. No, you're going to work more when you have more money. It doesn't work like that. So, I mean,
you have to keep your money, so you have to keep working.
That's why it's so stressful, because it's I don't want to go back being broke. First off, that looks terrible. You were up here and then you lost all your money and now you're down living, living poor again. But I mean, it really, like I said, it really depends on where you came from. And it's really up to you, but make sure it's not toxic. Make sure it's not detrimental to your health and mental health.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that was good food for thought. Short and sweet.
That was a good one. I like it.
The news. Not much happening, but big story yesterday. I would say there's not much happening. There's a million things happening, but news that we try not to get into too serious.
Yeah, we don't.
But the Facebook outage is very serious.
The memes were my favorite part of the whole thing.
The memes. Did the TikTok that I posted on my Instagram?
That was so funny.
It's so funny. I watched that 5 times in a row because I was dying laughing because it's basically this guy. And he's, the TikToks where you talk to yourself in the same character or whatever.
Those are my favorite. They're fun to make too. They're fun. They're really fun to make.
I've never made one. I kind of want to, but the guy's talking to himself. He's like, "Did you see? Facebook, Instagram are down." And he's like, "What? Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, they're gonna even sell the domain name." And then his other character looks into the distance and starts crying, and the sad the soft music comes on. He's like,
"Yeah.
We're free. We're free." He's like, "I'm going to paint." He's like, "We're going to do all..." And then the guy's like, "Oh, it's back up." He's like, "Ooh, notifications." He goes right back into it. And it's so true because it was funny when it was down. I got so much work done yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Such
a productive day. Thank God, because I had taken half a week off. Yeah. And I was really behind. And I was I wanted to grab my phone to take a little 5-minute break here and there. And I'm like, oh, nothing there. And then I was just I was like, huh? And I could go on Twitter,
but Twitter
doesn't entertain me as much as Instagram does.
And so. TikTok, you can't get sucked in when you just have 5 minutes. So you got to go on Instagram. Right.
No, you can't open that. You can't open that.
It's a black hole.
I did that last night right before I went to bed. I was like, I'm going to watch a couple TikToks.
Bad idea.
That was, because that guy was funny, and I was like, I want to laugh. I want a little laugh.
Yeah.
I got sucked in for 20 minutes, and I couldn't get. I was like, someone should make a TikTok trying to get out of a TikTok.
That's
smart. It sucks you back in like the Bermuda Triangle or something. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I shook the screen. But yeah. So that was down, and it forced people to do work and talk to each other and look at each other in the eyeballs. So that was cool. And I think it made people realize how addicted they are.
Oh, yeah.
It made people kind of be like, whoa. I need to step back.
Because like you were I even check. I don't go on Instagram that much anymore, but I was even checking it mainly just because I wanted to post shit for my new song. And every like 30 minutes, I would check it just to see. And I was like, wait, why am I still checking this? Like, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And it's like, wow, I pick up my phone so much, like so many times where I'm like, all right, I'm not going to pick up my phone. Like, there's nothing I need to see. There's nothing important on there right now. I've been on it enough. And then I'll just like aimlessly be like, wait, what am I doing? Like, stop. Why am
I leave mine sitting down and I tap it. And I like,
really?
I see if there's any notifications that
oh, man. It's
bad.
We're addicts, man. We are like, it's like a drug addiction.
It has to be like the most addictive drug, I think. Checking your phone.
Yep.
Yeah, well, the other thing is that I don't know, like my friends don't work or something anymore because they just text all day during the day.
Really?
And I'm like, it's so distracting and I want to answer them because then I feel bad and then I forget, but I'm like, I'll wait till I get home and then I'll answer everyone. But then I forget and I lost in they've already had a conversation. And then I'm like, what are you guys, like, they just text all throughout the day and I'm like, I can't keep up. And then I'm getting Snapchats from people. Yeah. And I'm like, I need to work.
Curtis is always good for one a day, but his Snapchat's entertaining.
Yeah. His are good stories. Those, and you can watch those later, but like, yeah, it's crazy.
See, that's why I keep my notifications off. So like when I do go on my phone, it's like, ooh, surprise. I've always had notifications on because I don't want to miss out on anything. I'm like a FOMO person. Yeah.
And I also want to be the person that responds right away. I don't know why.
Oh,
but I just feel like
I'll respond when I respond. If I miss a conversation,
I don't know
cool.
why. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm like not respectful or something. I'm like, let me respond. I want to be a good friend. I need to respond. But no one cares.
That's people pleasing. It's a people pleasing mechanism.
Yes. Oh, was I talking about this with you or did you just?
I don't think so. I don't think we had it as a topic.
Man, this has been coming up in my life a lot. And I'm
people pleasing?
Yeah, this can be topic for next week.
I'm the same way though, so we should really talk about it because I think both of us. Maybe Let's
do that for next week because I thought I was a people pleaser. I'm not sure if I am. I think a little bit sometimes. So anyway, for that reason, so I'm like, gotta respond, gotta check all notifications right away, gotta like all the things right away, and it's like, no, you don't. No one cares. And I have to keep reminding myself that no one cares except for me. Okay, so moving on, let me write that down right now. People pleasing for next week. Other thing, Harry Styles, did you see his Watermelon Sugar song that he revealed is indeed about not safe for work things?
What does that mean? Like
Watermelon Sugar is code.
For what?
For
just tell me. What?
Like eating a girl out, basically.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't know. I thought you were gonna say like cocaine or like something like that. Or
no, I think someone said it was drugs or something, but no, it is the female orgasm.
Interesting. I would have never.
Good man.
I would have never thought that. Maybe a drug, but it just like that's good. That's good songwriting, man. That is good songwriting.
Yeah. Now that you think about it, though, you're like, huh.
I'm gonna listen to that song right now.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it today, but I should listen to all the lyrics now with that in mind. Yeah, it better give me a whole new reference.
It's like a whole new song now.
Yeah, genius.
Goes number one again.
Huh. But yeah, Harry Styles also performing again. I keep watching videos of him. Sheesh. He's
great, man. He's
a good looking dude.
He's just very talented as well. Like besides
very talented, and not just good looking, but also I've heard he's like a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's like the perfect person.
True, but
he's like Tom Brady in music form.
He really is, like a stand-up gentleman. All right, let's get into sports. Pew, pew, pew.
Boo, boo. Sadness, pain.
We've made
suffering.
It. Sad suffering. Okay, so the Eagles lost again, but this was not a surprise.
No.
Although they did stay close for a while. Hope, I would say they gave me hope for like a quarter. I was like, maybe we could pull this off.
I'd say into halftime I was like, maybe. But then I also this is what happens when like good teams play young teams. They'll stay in it for like half the court. I mean, half the game, and then the other team, the better team, will just adjust. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes was not going to let us win.
And they were going to go 1-3. There was no universe where they were going to go 1-3.
No, and they're too good. Patrick Mahomes scored like 40 fantasy points against me.
Tyreek Hill killed me.
The Eagles' defense is bad.
Really bad.
Which
really
is funny
bad.
because they started off against the Falcons. That's why they looked so good. The Eagles' defense looked good that game.
But the Falcons, I feel like the Falcons have been putting up points against teams now, like, which is like weird because the Falcons have been putting up like 25 points a game ever since that game. So I don't understand that. And we only gave up, 10 points, 17 points, 10 points really to the 49ers?
The
49ers.
Yeah.
So it's weird, but also we lost Brandon Graham, which was the leader of the defense. Mm-hmm. Honestly underrated because like we look totally different without him. We can't stop the run without him.
Yeah, you're right. The injuries,
Fletcher Cox has been terrible. He's not lived up to his contract. I know he's getting older, but he just hasn't played well. And that really hurts us up front. The linebackers are like every year the linebackers are so damn bad, man. We don't ever get linebackers. Secondary is okay, but like I don't know, man. It's
secondary is better than they've been.
Yeah, but they don't have any young players that are like exciting, which is scary, which is concerning. Maybe not scary, but concerning because like on the offense, you have like 3-4 guys. All right, I can see them being very good in the future, and it's fun to watch them, and there's hope. On the defense, though, like you're just watching old players that make bad mistakes every game.
Mm-hmm. Same flags every game. We had the most flags, of any team or something?
We have the most flags of any team, and we have the most flags through 4 games in Eagles history, which is we watched the Eagles for a long time. They do a lot of dumb shit. So I mean that's pretty bad.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I don't know if it's the coach. The coaching is a little off sometimes, I think.
It was the same thing last year though. You know, it's like you get a different coach and it's the same players and they keep making mistakes. And it's the veteran players like Lane Johnson on the offensive line. Sayamalo, who's out for the year now, but he had a lot of dumb penalties. I mean, we got rid of Jason Peters, thank God, because he was good for one a game. But I mean, at the end of the day, like the veteran players, it's not the rookies. Like the veteran players are making mistakes, and like they know, like you can't, like they know what to do. They played football their whole life, so it's concerning.
Yeah, but I am excited about Jalen Hurts. I know you might. Are you a Jalen fan? You seem to be on the. I'm all in on Jalen.
I love Jalen.
My hot take might be wrong because I've had some wrong hot takes. Got to apologize for one later, but
yeah. We have to. I got to hold you accountable. But I love Jalen as a person. I love his attitude. I love his work ethic. I just don't know if he's talented enough to become a top 10 quarterback. I think if anyone can do it and get better, it's him because he works his ass off.
Have you seen his deep ball?
Yeah,
it's
but
good.
It is, but. I'm in on him. I'm not fully in. Like I'm, like
you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah. Like, and I try to remember he is really still a rookie. I mean, last year to me doesn't count because different coaches, terrible situation. This year, new coaches, and he doesn't really have much to work with. I mean, he has one good receiver, couple good tight ends in Ertz and Goddard, but I think this week's going to tell us a lot because I think we're pretty evenly matched. And I'm. On the record right here, I guarantee an Eagles win this week. I am guaranteeing a win.
Oh, shit.
Make your bets. The Eagles are underdogs, so bet on the Eagles. I promise you they will win. I've never felt this good about a game. I don't know why I feel so good. I just think the Panthers are overrated, and they don't really have home field advantage because no one cares about the Panthers. Sorry, Panthers fans. And I don't
even know a Panthers fan. I don't know any Panthers.
And I think we match up well against them, and I think it's the one game where we take a step in the right direction. And they're without McCaffrey, and I don't know if Darnold's going to play. So if they don't have those two, we're definitely winning. So,
yeah, McCaffrey's not in. I know that because I'm the fantasy owner, and he is not in.
Which is huge. If they don't have him, then I really feel even better about it. But this is probably the only game I'm going to guarantee to win, just because we always play well against the Panthers as well. So that's why.
So I should pick them in my Pick'em league.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I go that. I mean,
I'm still in. Me and Dad are still in.
I mean, it depends on who you have left to pick from. I mean, they are going to be better games for the Eagles, like where they're going to be favored.
Do you think, though?
I mean, against the Giants, against the Jets, we play the Jets this year too. You might want to wait for those games.
Yeah, we do play the Jets.
But I mean, those are also division games, so it's hard because no matter how good or bad the team is, it's going to be a good game because it's a divisional game.
But I should bet on them. But you have betting in Cali or no?
Well, I mean, kind of, not really.
Oh, okay. We don't have betting in New York, but I know some people. So
yeah, you got to know the peoples. You got to know the peoples.
Yeah. So Dougie is telling everyone to bet their monies. So if you lose, you can blame him.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's all we want to say about the Birds.
Yeah, that's good.
The Cowboys look really good. Sadly,
oh, man. They have a whole different vibe.
I have to publicly apologize because I said Zeke was done. He was washed up. No more. Tony Pollard was going to come in.
He's back, baby.
He is back. I don't know what happened. He listened to the podcast. He got mad.
Yeah, he was like, Tony Pollard's not taking my spot.
Maybe he heard some other people say that because I don't think I'm the only one that had that hot take. He really wasn't doing much for a while. And now he's back.
Mm-hmm.
Better than ever. They have tons of offensive weapons. They have a good defense. And they invested in linebackers a couple years ago.
Yes, and they invested in a good young cornerback who leads. I think he has more interceptions than most teams do in total. I think he has like 5 now in 4 games, which is crazy. And he's looked great. So,
yeah. Danny Dimes. I told you.
I might have to apologize. I'm going to give it one more week. If he's good next week, I'll come in here and apologize. But I still think he sucks. The reason I think he sucks is because I just don't think he has any moxie. I don't think he has like any leadership ability. Like he doesn't have that Jalen Hurts vibe to him where it's like, okay, like this dude is fucking like he has it. He might not have the talent, but he has the leadership ability and he has the presence. Danny Dimes. But I mean, Eli was the same way, so I can't really say that.
That's what I mean. I think he's just going to always be like a underrated quarterback who shows up, like Eli.
But Eli was a top quarterback in the league for like 3, maybe like 5 year in a 5-year span.
I mean, Danny Dimes might get there. He's been doing very well for my fantasy team.
Last week he did very well.
He got like 30 points for me. I mean, I play him every week now. Until he starts shitting the bed, I'm going to keep playing him.
They beat the Saints too at home, which is pretty impressive. That's what I
mean. I played him against the Saints, and I was like, I guess I can play him against anyone.
Can we talk about how crazy the NFL this year has been? I feel like we always say it, but this year especially, it's week to week. Like, it's such a week to week league. Like, you can't make any predictions. Every time you say someone sucks, they come back the next week and they're great. Or every time you say someone's great, the next week they suck. Fantasy football is harder than ever because, like, 2 weeks in a row, you have a player put up a dud, like Corey Davis, and then this week he puts up 20 points on my bench, and I'm not going to play him, but it's I don't know, it's been hard.
Well, it's like Kenneth Gainwell for the Eagles. You know, I have him on my bench. He scores 20 points.
And then he scores 0 points.
Yeah. So it's really hard. And I think, too, because of the COVID year, it was so weird, and now we're we don't know, like, who's good, who's bad. And
exactly.
There's been a lot of injuries, too. And I wonder I don't know why. I feel like more injuries are happening now than they were, like, when we were younger. And I don't know why. Because we're hitting less. We have all these protections in place. Like, why are people getting so injured?
I don't know. That's happened in a lot of sports, and not just football. But I don't think
because we're pushing the human body more, like we're pushing ourselves more than
and we're faster and stronger than they've ever been. So
yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's scientifically like a fact, if that's even a thing, but I don't know. Maybe just because we have social media now and we hear about everything more, like
maybe
because when growing
and
up,
it's instant too. Like it'll be like on a Sunday, it'll be like bam, bam, bam. All these people got injured in like the same quarter.
Yeah, and unless you were watching like intently, you wouldn't know until you played that team. Oh, this guy's out or this guy's out. You know, unless you watched a lot of sports talk. But you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Brady wins in his hometown, his homecoming.
The GOAT, man, versus the GOAT.
Man.
2 goats.
They milked this.
Oh, well, they
so
had to.
much drama and videos, and
it was great, man.
I thought I was going to tear up, like shit.
So I don't even like Brady.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's funny because I like him now that he plays for the Bucks.
Yeah, I really enjoy Brady.
I love him now that he plays for the Bucks. I hated him. That's just because I was tired of the Patriots winning. I was just tired of them winning.
I hated him, especially when he was younger. But like once he got older, even with the Patriots, I was like, all right, this dude is just way too good. Like there's no reason why I shouldn't.
He's so good,
and he's like a good dude, and he's he's just like all around. He's a great person.
Yeah, he's so good. And, like, I saw the one commercial where it's like, you know, he wins, he has all these rings, and then it's like him quoting, like, there's gotta be more than this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you have, like, 6 Super Bowl rings, and you're like, nah, it's gotta be more. You know, that's pretty cool.
There's gotta be another game after the Super Bowl I can win.
Like, I think he's just, like, looking for something. I mean, he should start doing triathlons or something when he retires. Like,
he probably will. I'm sure he will.
Yeah. Yeah, or he'll get into broadcasting, which would be hilarious. I would love to listen. Like
he would probably be like Romo. I mean, Romo is like top tier. It's still crazy to listen to Romo and he can predict every play. Like, why is he not a coach? Go out there and coach. Be a defensive coordinator.
I know. I used to get annoyed when he first started. I was like Tony Romo because he was Cowboy and like I was like, man, he's annoying, but
he's really intelligent.
Yeah. But yeah, so Tom Brady wins. That was an ugly game. And kind of boring, honestly, because of the rain.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? Or?
Yeah, I watched like the whole second half, I believe. And you could tell Brady was like, well, one, he was sick. If you heard him all week in the press conferences, he was like this. He was like, he could barely even talk because his voice was
What was he sick with?
It wasn't COVID, obviously, but he was sick. TB12. TB12 must not be working. No, but
he ate a tomato. He got inflamed.
Someone put a French fry in his morning shake.
His body rejecting it.
No. But no, he was super sick all week, I guess, and obviously he was really emotional, and it was probably really, really weird for him to go back there, and even like Patriots fans had Buccaneers jerseys with Tom Brady on them, and like everybody wore their Brady jersey, so it was probably like a little bit of shock for him, and he was very emotional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People were saying that, but he still came away with the win.
Close though, man. Close. I mean,
Close.
I don't know why Belichick kicked that field goal though in the rain. Their kicker's not very good. He should have just went for it and then tried to get better field position, but
because he, Tom, little.
No, I'm talking about Belichick. Why did he kick the field goal in that position to win the game?
Because he knew he wouldn't win the game that way. Because he's helping Tom out. You know?
He's not helping Tom. He wants to beat Tom. He hates Tom.
You know, they said they had like a meeting, a 20-minute meeting. I wonder what they said to each. Yeah.
I mean, I think the stuff was a little overblown. Like, I mean,
I don't think he hates him.
No, I don't. You can't hate somebody you work with for 20 years. Now, they might not love each other. They're probably not going to hang out. They're probably not going to talk all the time. But I think it's like a mutual respect. And I think, Belichick outside of football is probably a lot, wouldn't say a better person, but like more open to being like, hey, what's up, man? Blah, blah, blah. Like, when it's football time, he's like locked in, like no friends. But outside, he's probably a good guy.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see him.
They should do an interview. They should do a podcast. Belichick on a podcast would be hilarious.
I feel like he'll just growl or something. Like,
Mm-hmm. You ask him about like a pop culture question. Yeah, don't really care. We're on to the next podcast. On to the next topic.
The other thing that happened, Urban Meyer, Coach Urban Meyer, man, he's not going to survive in the NFL.
I don't know why they hired him to begin with. Urban Meyer is like I don't know, man. It just, I don't know.
Yeah, he got caught Friday night clubbing, grinding up on some lady that's not his wife.
I mean, no, you gotta do what you. Oh, he's married?
Yes.
Ah, shit. Hey, he's going for it. His wife's pissed at him. He had a meeting with the boss today. The team doesn't like him anymore. He might just resign.
He might. Who knows?
You know who it's time to call, right? If you're the Jaguars. Oh, Dougie P. Bring him back. He would be better than Urban Meyer. Like, fuck.
I don't know why they hired him, but they are not looking too good. Or did they win this week?
No, they almost won, but they blew it. I mean, Trevor Lawrence looks better. my guy
yeah,
Trevor. You know you don't like that guy, but that's my guy.
It's not that I don't like him. I just think he's not going to have a great rookie season, and so far I've been correct.
Well, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Because I saw it happen with Tua.
Well, Tua, he stinks. Like I am going out on the record.
That's what I'm saying though. But he was supposed to be so good.
I don't know. I never thought that. Like I would rather have Jalen Hurts than Tua, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
The Phillies, sad.
Yeah, they had a chance, but they had to sweep to get in the playoffs, and they got swept, so it's over. they have a lot of issues too. They're like the Eagles. I mean, they have a lot of issues. I don't know, man. Like they don't have a lot of good young players, and it's kind of like the same situation where it's you see what happens. But I mean, it's like they're mediocre. They're 500 every year, so.
Sorry. Sorry, that was an email. I don't know if you could hear my sound. But yeah, so I guess we have no Phillies now. We have to just watch the Eagles until...
Well, if you like baseball, a pretty cool game of the night. Wild card game, Red Sox, Yankees. It's winner takes all, so whoever wins moves on.
Oh,
it's just one game. So it's pretty big. I'm surprised you ever heard anything about it in New York, living in New York.
No, especially being here. I haven't seen anything about it.
Yeah, it's...
Are they playing in New York?
Let me check. I
feel like if they were, I'd see craziness
Yeah, they're
happening.
probably playing in... Well, no, they're playing in Boston. Okay.
I was like, no.
Even if you don't like baseball, wild card games are really cool because it's one game elimination, so it's a lot more intense. And it's one of the biggest rivalries in sports.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
Oh, I might put that on tonight. What time is that?
5 my time, so 8 your time. Okay. And when you're hearing this, it's too late, so you'll know the outcome of the game. Sorry.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace, first black driver to win a NASCAR Cup Series.
It's awesome.
So, yeah. Congrats, Bubba Wallace. And fantasy, rough for me. I am, how the mighty have fallen because I started off hot,
Sheesh.
And now I am 1-3 in the West Virginia League, and I am 3-5 in the Jersey League.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to talk about last week just quickly. I was 4-0. All my leagues I won, which will never happen again probably because just numbers will tell you that's almost impossible for teams.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I think every week I'm going to go 2-2, and I won again in the Jersey League, so I'm 5-3, which is huge. I'm making progress. 2-2 in West Virginia League, and then 4-0 in another league, which is huge. And then my one dynasty league, I'm 1-3. And I traded some first round picks for players, and that hasn't worked out, so it's looking bleak.
I am plagued with injuries. People are asking to trade with me, and I might have to do that. I'm not a big trader because I always feel like I'm getting stiffed, like I'm getting the bad end. I don't trust people. I have trust issues.
It's hit or miss with trades because it's like, why do you want to trade with me? Like, it's only going to benefit you. Is it fair for me? Like, what do you know that I don't?
Yeah, I'm like, what do you know? What do I need to, should I be digging?
Yeah.
And it's like, but honestly, I think at least people have told me, they're like, no, I'm hurting here, you're hurting here. So if we trade the ones that we have, but then I'm like, well, shit, then what if I'm hurting all over when I give away that?
Exactly.
It's just tough, but I'll see what people are offering and consider. I'm also going to try and play on the waiver wire a lot right now because there's some players that are scoring a lot that aren't claimed yet.
Yeah, I mean, look at someone like Cordell Patterson who pretty much was available in all leagues, and
I wish
he had like 30 points. Like he's not like a young guy. He's been in the league for a long time, but I mean, he's been doing really well. He's 30 years old as a running back, but he's more like a receiver. He does everything, which is really important. And he's like the biggest playmaker on the Falcons.
Should have picked him up, and I was like, nah.
That's Cordell Patterson. Like, he's not going to do anything.
Yeah. So now I regret that. I wonder if someone will trade him.
Probably not now. Maybe for like a ridiculous price.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm just having shit luck with injuries and just, no excuses. I mean, sometimes I've just been playing the wrong people.
Yeah, that happens. It's not easy. I mean, especially with today's NFL.
What I've been doing well, though, is picking defenses off the waiver. I've been doing very well picking the defenses.
See, that's one thing I always forget to check my defense, and then I'm like, oh, they're going against like the best offense in the league. Why didn't I change the defense?
I change them every week almost.
Yeah.
Some people keep them, and I don't understand that. I'm like, yeah, but you need to optimize because that could be the difference between a win or a loss. Like last week I picked up, no one had Baltimore's defense. I got 11 points out of those suckers.
Yeah. I mean, it's really just a matchup against the defense. It doesn't really matter how good they are.
You just look for the matchup. Look for them. Yeah, who cares? Best matchup. Whoever's playing the Jaguars, Jets, teams like that.
I mean, hey, the Jets put up 24 last week, though, or 27.
That's true. They won. They're on the comeback trail now.
Same record as the Eagles.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, music-wise, yeah, let's end with this. This week for me, I was not a huge fan of anything. Yeah. I know Ashniko put out a new song, which was different for her. Cool. It was a different vibe for her. And then Elton John is also, I brought up Elton John here because I'm like, is he just like back now? Because he's been featured with people. He has his own songs coming out. I'm like, what is he like on the revival tour? Like, I don't know.
He loves it, man. He loves music. So, I mean,
it's really cool.
Was he on Lil Nas X's album or?
Yes. Wait, have you listened to that album yet?
I have not. No. I have not.
Oh
I need
my
to.
God, dude.
I always forget. Like, it's like, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go listen to it. And then I get in my car to go drive and it's like, oh, wait, I totally forgot when I get home.
I'm going to keep texting you to listen to it. I think you're really going to like it.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
You dropped new music today.
I did. Not New Music Friday. It's New Music Tuesday. I like to drop like in the week. It's a lot less crowded. Obviously, when you drop on Friday, everybody drops. And you still get put on new music. Well, not New Music Friday, but Release Radar. So yeah, I have a new song out. It's called Restore the Feeling. It's people say it's one of my best songs. I mean, I didn't say that, but people say that. I've been told that so far. But no, it's really cool. It's you can play it in any setting. It's great for the season. It's kind of spooky. It's a good dance song. It's a good dance song. It's really something you can play in any setting. So search it on all platforms now. Link is not in this bio. It's in my bio. Doug Yoke bio.
What other music did you like?
Meek Mill dropped the whole album. Do you listen to Meek? You probably not.
I didn't know he dropped an album. Yeah,
it was really good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't as like intense as most of his other albums. It was slower, and he was more on his like singing shit, which is pretty cool.
Cool. We'll have to check that out.
I'm going to check out today at least half of it. I'll check out the Lil Nas X album.
And you have to listen to Halsey. I don't think you listened to her album.
I don't think I'm listening to Halsey. I've heard bad things about it. I've heard like it's okay, but it's just like I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
You're gonna do my girl Halsey like that?
And I've seen the reviews. They're like 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. You know, I'm a review guy.
It's not okay. Well, it's not her best album.
What are the Rotten Tomatoes?
It's not her best album. One of her best albums, the one before this.
Oh, that was easily her best album.
That was her best album. Yeah. This one was more experimental.
She wasn't trying to make it her best album or her best seller. No. I know she was trying to do, which is cool. Like, yeah. So I mean, I'm sure it's not bad. Like, she's not capable of making bad music.
No,
but,
yeah.
But like compared to her previous work, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, I think we hit all the topics. Do you have any final thoughts?
No. Said what I need to say today.
Yeah, I don't know what time we're at. I think we're at like 50 minutes, which is cool, but we weren't here last week, so it's been real. It's been fun. Hasn't been real fun. Everyone have a good week. It is my birthday on Monday. I'm excited for that. Holly's coming out. My whole family's coming out, so it's going to be fun. Peace.
Peace.